What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, everybody? Look, y'all come on in the room, man. I'm not home. I'm a little bit late. Not much. But we got a great show. We got a really good show. You guys are going to like this. It's going to have some fun. And no more further delay. We're going to jump right off into this. Now, I attempted to do this last night. And first time I had ever gone live on TikTok. And TikTok, somebody was upset. And TikTok banned me. Put me in timeout. Yes, they did. They put me in timeout. And the show was cut short about 20 minutes in. So I said, well, okay, this is why you need a podcast, because podcast, nobody can ban me from my own show. And I can post this and it's live. So you can't, I mean, I agree. I mean, I'm okay if we disagree. I'm okay if we disagree. The problem that I have is not only do you disagree, you don't want me to talk at all, period. And this is the problem that the world is in. And this is the problem that we're in as a people. Now, to this episode, so I'm going to be a lot more calmer. TikTok said that I was doing violent gestures and things like that. So I'm going to be a lot calmer. Really, I wasn't. That's just how I talk, because I talk with my hands, you know. Okay, but the point behind the show last night was I was dealing with some stuff that was on my TikTok page, and I'm going to pull this page up. I should have did this a long time ago, but I had put up several posts. And those posts were taken all over the place. And it basically came down, it came down to everybody was giving an excuse of why they don't have, why they hadn't gotten anywhere, and somebody got their foot on their neck, and blah, 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 blah. It was crazy. You know, and the one thing, ladies and gentlemen, that I learned, was when I stopped giving excuses, even to myself, when I stopped giving excuses, that's when my world changed. Now, you guys just bear with me just for a second. I'm still talking through the monologue. But when I saw that all I had to do was stop blaming somebody else, when I saw that all I had to do was to stop pointing the finger at somebody else, when I learned that all I had to do was accept responsibility, it's not putting up on this one. All I had to do was accept responsibility. And I'm just going to talk y'all through this. All I had to do was accept responsibility. Stop giving excuses. Start finding my own, what I call doing a self-autopsy. Start finding my own where I was short, and start working on that. Now, again, this post is coming up. Golly, man, I wish I could pull this up. Let me see if I can pull my Facebook page up, because it's the same thing. All I had to do, first, stop looking for somebody else to be the downfall. Now, coming from Alabama, I used to always say that man, people in Alabama ain't gonna never want you to be nothing, do nothing, go nowhere, blah, 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 blah. You ain't gonna never get ahead by doing stuff in Alabama. Alabama just old redneck state, and they prejudiced and racist, and you know, and what it came down to was nobody wasn't paying no attention to me. I was limiting my own self. Now, this post, let me do this real quick. Tonight's show is sponsored by, and I'm always repping the Free Beer, which is a local band in St. Petersburg, Florida. If you guys had the opportunity to check out Free Beer, you can check them out on Facebook, on all social media platforms. You can check out YouTube. They put on a great show, and they are a great, fun group of people that you would love to be around. Plus, they do some great music, man. Have a ball with them all the time. They're constant patrons of the Lux Connect, the private luxury transportation business. All right, now let's get to this. The post was about Pine Sol, so you guys have to go back through my thread and find that on whatever platform you're on. It doesn't make a difference. Whatever platform you're on, it was on. And what it was stemming from was the gentleman that was talking about that was simply saying that, let me use my, there we go, phone number, 256. We're going to use this. The gentleman on there was talking about, he said, demons hate the smell of Pine Sol because it's made from the evergreen tree. And the evergreen tree, it stays green all year long, and demons hate the smell of Pine Sol. Now, I started that show off by simply saying, it was not about that. I was remembering when I was a kid. Pulled up. Finally got it pulled up. I was remembering when I was a child. And if Pine Sol, if you can smell Pine Sol, if you can smell Pine Sol, it wasn't clean. And I finally got it, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to get right there. And I'm going to play it for you guys so you guys will know exactly where I'm coming from. And if I can get to the page, there it is. Great. Now we're cooking with Crisco. So I'm going to let you guys hear this, and you can judge for yourself. But what I was connecting with this post was because when I was growing up, if mama and grandma couldn't smell Pine Sol in there, it wasn't clean. So that's why I put the post up. I put the post up because of that. And it was so funny because even when I got grown and came out on my own, I started using Pine Sol myself. And there it is right there. I started using the Pine Sol myself. There we go. All right. So I started using Pine Sol myself, and you'll be surprised enough people like, oh man, I can't come to your house, man. That Pine Sol is strong. So I started laughing because, okay, it was running them demons away. Now, I love the smell of Pine Sol. I still use it today. Nothing, and there's no better fragrance to me in the bathroom than Pine Sol, which is the place that you really want to do. Now, he also said, you said bleach and Pine Sol. Now, that was the first thing. So I'm going to let you guys hear this real quick. So let me share this page with y'all. And you'll be able to peep this real quick. So let's go. I'm going to play this right now.
Bleach and real Pine Sol.
And I would actually get demons out the house.
Yeah, it cleans the bacteria. Demons hate the smell of bleach and Pine Sol. Real Pine Sol. It's alkalinity. It's high alkalinity. You know, pine come from the evergreen tree. Evergreen tree is high alkaline. It's the only tree that stays green all year round. When you clean your house with Pine Sol and bleach, you cast the demons out, right? The lemon and lime are cleansers too. We're dealing with acidic and alkalinity.
Now, That's the post, ladies and gentlemen, right there. And from that, all of these comments came. All of these comments came. Demons hate Psalms 91. I'm going to get to you Bible thumpers in a minute. I'm going to get to you Bible thumpers in a minute. A lot of them said they agree with it. They like the post, blah, 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 blah. Over 21,000 views. Over 21,000 views. So this content is going viral, which I appreciate that. It has been shared multiple times. Over 500 times it's been shared. Over 21,000 views. And so it is basically trending right now. And then the Bible thumpers came. And then the weirdos came. Man, you can't mix bleach and pine sol. That's going to create mustard gas. Oh, now you're a chemist. So you mean to tell me Saddam Hussein bombed Iraq with bleach and pine sol? Stop it. Stop it. Mustard gas and bleach and pine sol is not the same thing. Stop it. Stop right there. Sometimes and the statement that I made was, and it wasn't hate speech. The statement that I made was, sometimes it's better to be quiet and nobody knows you the fool than for you to open your mouth and prove it. Truth, that's one of the best quotes that I've ever heard. Sometimes it's better to be quiet. I'm getting excited again. Sometimes it's better to be quiet and nobody knows you the fool than for you to open your mouth and prove that you're the fool. Then the Bible thumpers came. Demons hate the power of prayer. And I've said this before, and I don't care who you are, what church you belong to, or what denomination or faith you belong to. Some of you people's prayers ain't making it past your nose. And I'll always say that. I don't even want a lot of people praying. I don't even want everybody praying for me. You got to be careful with asking people to pray for you, because you could be bringing more of a woe on your spirit than what you already have. Stop letting anybody pray for you. That's one of my biggest gripes on social media, is people be putting out to the world, need y'all prayers. Y'all pray for me. Listen, if you're a drug addict, don't pray for me. Don't pray for me. If you're an alcoholic, a stripper, a gangbanger, a murderer, a rapist, don't pray for me. God ain't gonna hear your prayers. Now again, I just call it like I see it, ladies and gentlemen. It's okay for people not to agree with me. I don't have a problem with that at all. We all not going to agree with each other. However, if you don't like something that somebody posts and it don't agree with you, first find out where the creator is coming from. Because the post made perfect sense. And we're talking about excuses. See, people come up with excuses. Well, we're going to get to that too. We got to be careful, ladies and gentlemen, with what we say. Now, sometimes, and I pointed this out last night before I was banned, sometimes I'll go in and poke the bear. Now, you guys can go back and read. You guys can read some of my comments. Now, I revealed an influencer's one of influencers' secrets. And one of our secrets is to poke the bear. Here we go. Why Diddy prayers didn't get answered. T.D. Jakes, Jamal Bryant, Juanita Bynum, her husband was a demon beating her head like a bongo, and her prayers didn't get answered. So demons ain't afraid of your prayers. Now, these are all some of the heavy hitters. God knows T.D. Jakes just fell from grace. Now, all of y'all who was on T.D. Jakes before y'all found out that he was going to a Diddy party and was on tape or supposed to be on tape at the Diddy party doing whatever they do at Diddy parties. Some of y'all, he's no longer the head bishop of the Potter's House. They walked that man off stage of a church that he started. Why? And I guarantee you, he was praying that them videos and tapes and all of that extracurricular stuff wouldn't come out. See, some of y'all didn't know Jamal Bryant got outside children. Been married before. Now, there ain't nothing wrong with being married. I mean, I've been married before. Not going to marry again. Because here's the thing. If a person can't run and manage their household, how can they run God's household? Now, see, this is the part why I got in trouble that last night, because I know I stepped on some toes. Now, you're supposed to be God's designated man. You was brought in to take over for Eddie Long, who was caught with boys. You can't tell me them folks weren't praying. You couldn't tell me them folks weren't praying that stuff wouldn't come out. And it came out because what's done in the dark will come to the light. See, maybe they should have put some pine salt on it. Anyway, let's get to the part about taking excuses. See, I don't offer an excuse. I don't offer an excuse. And I'm not going to apologize for something because it steps on somebody's toes or offends them or cause them to think out of their emotions. See, sometimes that's why I wore this shirt. Sometimes we got to put intellect over emotions. Don't allow your emotions to cloud your intellect. Now, the video was basically saying pine soil, which is a product of the pine tree, which is in the evergreen family, which is in the same family as your Christmas tree that y'all think got power. So y'all Bible thumpers better leave me alone, man. I'll show you in your own book. I'll show you in your own book where that Christmas tree is the way of the heathen. See, some of y'all like to skip over that part in the Bible. So you can't pick and choose what parts of the book that you want to follow. Either you're going to take it all or you're going to let it all alone. See, that's what makes your prayers irrelevant. That's what makes your prayers irrelevant. You can't do what you want to do in the devil's world and then think you're still going to get a ticket to heaven. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. Now, how does this tie into business and making excuses, Brother Robert? See, because people make excuses and they use idiotic ideology or deceptive intelligence. That's what the minister calls it. Deceptive intelligence. And it causes them to utter things that really brings out the fool in them. Mm-mm. See, it's going to be a lot of people that's not going to like this, and they're not going to tune into this episode. But guess what? You'll be able to catch the replay, because I'm going to break this episode down into reels, and I'm going to replay it anyway. Now, let's get to the business about making excuses, because here we go again. Another post that I put up that made perfectly good sense. And people really got offended. And we was talking about your lack of money. If you don't have money, you need to stop making excuses and blaming somebody else. You need to stop making excuses and blaming somebody else, and own up to the fact that you don't have money because of you. If you broke in 2024, it's strictly voluntary. It's strictly voluntary. Where's that post at? Because I put up another one following that up. I pick up another one following that up. And from there, it snowballed. Okay, let me just go to the, I can just skip over here and get to it faster. And people were tearing me up about the frame. Man, I was everything except a child of God. Boy, they hated me for that one. We're going to get the T-Pain one in a minute. Because T-Pain basically gave you the blueprint on how to make money. Now, again, I came back and poked the bear, because me poking the bear, there it is. Me poking the bear.
Steve Jobs said, "This world was built by people."
Now, here it is right here. Now, I want you to listen to this, because the comments are going to be full of excuses.
Steve Jobs said, "This world was built by people who are no smarter than you." Nobody was born a doctor. Nobody was born a pro athlete. Nobody was born a successful business owner. They were all born naked and crying, just like you and just like me. We're all given two things, a vision and time. And we were given time to fulfill that vision. And the other thing about time is that we're all given the same amount of time. The difference.
Stop right there. The difference between successful people and poor people is how you utilize your time. That's the difference. Another difference between rich, wealthy people, I'm just going to say rich people and poor people, is not only how you leverage your time, because we all have the same 24 hours in a day. Rich people aren't given any extra time than you do. It's also knowledge. Now, one person came on here and said, only for lighter skins. See, that's that fool thing that I was talking about. That's absolutely not true. If that was the case, we were all the same. We were all the same. The NFL and the NBA and the Olympics would be mixed, and it's not. It's the majority of you know who. See, here we go again. Excuses. I'm gonna stop sharing just for a quick second. Stop sharing for a quick second, because I want y'all to see the fullness of this. You know what the difference between Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and any other big name athlete, Steph Curry, Can't think of the one now that's playing with the Dallas Mavericks. Kyrie Irving. You are no different than them. In the years ago, before they became NBA pro athletes, making mega millions of dollars. You know what the difference was? They had a better work ethic than you. They had a better work ethic than you. They wanted to achieve their goals and dreams more than you. That's why they are them and you are you. Stop making an excuse. Stop making an excuse. Kobe Bryant, and this is stated through several professional basketball athletes, stated, all of them said the same thing about Kobe. Kobe would start workouts at 4:30 in the morning. 4:30. What time are you getting up to practice what you say you love to do? What time are you getting up to practice what you say you want to take you to the next level in life? 4:30? He would get up at 4:30 and work out 2 hours. Come home, eat breakfast, get the children off to school. Everybody else in bed at 4:30 in the morning. But Kobe was at the gym working out. Then after he got his children to school and ate breakfast, he goes back to the gym and work out another 2 hours. One athlete that came, that was in town in LA, he called Kobe up, and this is public record. You guys can see this on YouTube. He said, the night before, he called up Kobe and he said, "Hey man," he said, "what you got going on tomorrow?" Now listen to this. This is the difference between Kobe and the rest of the athletes in the league when he was alive. This is what made him the Mamba. He said, "Man, I'm going out to work out." He said, "Won't you come work out with me?" He said, "Okay, cool. What time are you going there?" He said, "I'm going to be there at 4:30. He said, "I'll come at 6. An hour and a half later, Kobe is already into the workout, an hour and a half. See the difference? That hour and a half is what separated Kobe from the other athletes in the league. That hour and a half. So when the other guy was coming in, Kobe only had 30 more minutes to work out, and then he was going home to eat breakfast with his children, get them off to school. See how time works? We all got the same time. It's how you utilize it. Some of y'all sit up and say, I ain't got time. My grandmother used to say, you do what you want to do. That's what Kobe wanted to do. The other basketball player who was in the NBA, that he did what he wanted to do. 6 o'clock. An hour and a half later. Now, he said, so Kobe went home, ate breakfast, got his children, came back. He's in there at 9 o'clock, working another 2 hours. He said he was sitting back just watching him because Kobe Bryant was practicing as if he was in a real game. And ain't nobody in there. He said, man, he making moves and making fakes. He said he was going at it. He got sweat dripping off of him. See, no excuses. Are you willing to do that? Do you go in there when ain't nobody watching, there's no crowd to be in front of, and you are actually going hard in the gym, or whatever you are trying to do to get you to the next level, excuse me, are you going that hard when ain't nobody looking? That's the difference. That's the difference. Then after those 2 hours, the guy said, well, man, what are you going to do now? He said, I'm going to go home and I'm going to grab me a quick something to bite to eat. And then I'm going to the gym, to the weight room, and I'm going to lift weights. So wait a minute. You done worked out twice. You're going to go eat a snack. And then you're going to the gym, to the weight room, and then you're going to work out with weights for 2 hours? That's 6 hours gone, and it's not even 12 o'clock. See, in the Army, we just say we do more before 6 a.m. than the average person does all day. See? That's what the difference is. Then, after that, he said, Kobe said, I'll meet you back here at 2. I'll meet you back here at 2, and then we're going to do blackout drills. And the dude said, what's that? He said, we're going to take 100 shots from every key spot on the court for 2 hours. I don't even know if you can take that many shots in 2 hours from all of the key points. So I'm just going to say key points is the 3 places around the perimeter of the key, free throw line, and the 2 in the post. So that's 6 different spots on both sides of the court. And you're going to shoot 100 times. Each shot documented. If you're a basketball player and you're talking about you want to go to the league, why you aren't doing what Kobe Bryant did? It clearly worked for him. It clearly worked for him. Michael Jordan had an on-off switch. Now, he turned it on when you pissed him off. And then he just embarrassed you. But that's not coachable. That's pure raw talent. But everybody's heard the story about Michael Jordan being cut from the high school basketball team, and that pissed him off. When somebody puts a roadblock up for you, do you get pissed off and go back at it again better than the last time? Or do you get pissed off and then start complaining and quit? See, there's the other difference. Winners, true winners, never quit. True winners don't allow themselves to be down. Losses hurt for a minute, but you're not supposed to waddle in it. You're supposed to get up, dust yourself off. All right, now I got to start dissecting. What did I do wrong? What did I do? I need to work on this? Do I need to work on that? Do I need to work on my social media platform, or do I need to work on my ad campaign skills? Do I need to work on how to pick good products to sell? Do I need to work on my sales pitch presentation if I have a service business? What do I need to sharpen up in order for me to win? That's a person that don't take excuses. That's a person that sits up and says, man, you know these, I'm just going to put it out there. We're going to be real family because we grown. Man, y'all know these white folks don't want us to have nothing. Y'all know the Democrats always trying to hold us back. They ain't doing nothing. Y'all know the Republicans supposed to do this. It's the Mexicans' fault for coming into the country while we ain't got no jobs. It's the Chinese people's fault. Why we ain't got no jobs. It's everybody else's fault. If they didn't have to repay those student loans, then the country would be, man, shut up. Just shut up. Why don't you say, it's because I want to be lazy, but I want to make money, and I don't know how to make money because I don't know what I want to do. But I just want to sit and complain and blame it on somebody else because that's much easier. Man, my insurance wouldn't be so high if these Mexicans wouldn't be coming over here having all these babies in the hospital. They don't have nothing to do with them HMOs. That has nothing to do with the insurance company spiking your insurance. Did you know they can go up on your insurance whenever they want to? Some of y'all didn't know that. But it was much easier to complain than to find out what the truth is. It's much easier to complain when you can blame it on somebody else. Let me get to this real quick, family, because I want y'all to thoroughly understand where I'm going with this. Because we're still talking about business. And again, I don't like talking to race, religion, and politics, but it's not a but. I don't like talking race, religion, and politics because it will hinder your money. So that's the first thing. If you want somebody to start showing up at your business and patronizing your business, stop coming up with something that's going to run them away. That's an excuse. Oh man, they don't like me because I vote. I'm a Trumpster. Don't nobody care. Nobody cares who you voted for in the election. Don't nobody care. Wealthy people don't argue about race, religion, and politics. Why? Because that's not spending the money. If you particularize your business to a particular race, a particular political party, and a particular race, religion, and a particular religion, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You're not going to be in business too long because you have already put yourself in a box and gave yourself your own ceiling. And on top of that, it is irrelevant to the product or the service that you're providing. How dumb is that? I only want white people buying my product. All right. See how long that's going to last. I only want black people to buy my product. That's why I never put on my businesses black owned. It's irrelevant. You can see, it's obvious what I am. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant about your religion, unless you are a Christian bookstore and you sell Christian music. I mean, look, if you have a Christian dry cleaners, nobody cares. You only want Christians to come there. You don't want the Muslims to bring their clothes and get them dry cleaned. You don't want the Jews or the Muslims to come in there and have their clothes dry cleaned. How stupid is that? I don't do that. I don't make up excuses on if my business is not making any money. I can't say, oh man, because no white folk want to come over here and buy me, or man, it's because my friends wouldn't come by me. No, it's none of that. It's because I didn't work it. And then when you start learning that, 99% of my business comes from people that I don't even know. 99% of my business comes from people that I do not know from a can of paint. 99%, actually 99.9%. Damn near all of it. All of it. I have, on one platform, I have over 60,000 followers. I don't know that many people. Another platform, I got over 5,000 people. Another platform, I got over 50,000 people. I don't know that many people. But that's support from people that I don't know. So how be it can I say, oh man, my business didn't make it because my friends didn't buy from me. So you mean to tell me I'm going to neglect the over 100,000 people that do support me, that do follow my page, that do like, share, comment? 21,000 views, over 500 shares of people that I do not know. You think I'm going to neglect them? No. What I did was become a volunteer introvert, and I walked away from the people that I knew, because the ones that I knew, or ones I thought I knew, weren't supporting me. So guess what? It was easier for me to walk away from people that don't support me. I put that post up. It is when you hit a level in life, especially a financial level in life, it's so easy to walk away from people who don't support you. I mean, and I can do it so smooth now, I'll forget your name. I will forget your name when I walk away from you. It's like I got that superpower. And I sit there and I'm mad at myself, especially when I see a lot of people when I go back home. It's like, ooh, I know I should know you. I know your face. But I can turn it on and off. That's why even when I go home, I try not to go out, because I know I'm going to run into somebody that I should know them. But, man, I don't deal with people. Look, I don't fool with people who still doing the same thing they were doing 10 years ago. I don't fool with people who are doing the same thing that they were doing 20 years ago. I'm 50, 30 years ago. If you were doing the same thing that we were doing in our 20s, why would I want to be around you? Man, if I wasn't hanging around them folks, man, I'd be just like you. Man, I let so-and-so, I co-sign for somebody, man, and they mess my credit up. Come on, man. You over the age of 30? And you still blaming somebody else for your bad credit? You haven't tried to fix your credit yet. That's an excuse. When there are scores of credit repair people out here, you can go on YouTube and find out how to fix your own credit. I do not give excuses, ladies and gentlemen. That's one reason why my program, my course, is a lot different than a lot of other social media influencers out there. See, they are ready to hit you in the head for your money, and they don't care if you get it or not. They really don't. They're not slowing the train down for nobody, and they run through them master classes so fast. You don't know no more than you did before you paid them that money. I know you done paid out all that money, and now you ain't making no money. But they would pacify your excuses. I don't. And I don't even charge nowhere near as much they charge. But Before I sit up and hear somebody's excuse, I give you that $267 back. Here, take your money back, go about your business. Yeah. Oh man, I had to do this, and man, I had a bad day at work. What? You mean to tell me somebody at your job had the power to alter your mood for the remaining 24 hours of the day? You mean to tell me somebody has that kind of power over you that they altered your mood for the remaining 24 hours? That's more than 24 hours. 23 hours and 55 minutes. Somebody took 5 minutes of your day and ruined the other 23 hours and 55 minutes. That's an excuse. If you are not where you want to be in life, it's nobody else's fault but yours. Ain't nobody got their foot on your neck. Ain't nobody going to bed with you but you. Ain't nobody waking up with you but you. I don't care what you have been through in your life. Everybody goes through something. Everybody has a sad story to tell. We all do. I shared my stories in my first 2 books. To me, that was my lowest point when I was homeless. That was my lowest point. No, my lowest point was when I was shacked up with this woman, already wrong, and I'm watching her children while she go lay up with another man. That was my lowest point. And I sat there and made the excuse, I ain't got nowhere to live. But boy, like the rap song say, look at me now. Look at me now. See, I don't have a problem. This is why I don't take people's excuse. I didn't give myself none. Man, I ain't got no car. Take the bus. Take the bus. Ride a bicycle. I rode a bike 6.5 miles away from my house just so I can go to work and make some money on a bicycle. Getting up getting up 2 hours early, preparing myself, getting myself together, eating me some breakfast, and then riding a bicycle an hour one way. Dust dark every morning. And then after I done worked all day, riding that same bicycle an hour back home. And then you think I'm gonna sit up here and listen to somebody give an excuse? I ain't got no car. So what? I didn't either. But I rode that bike to get to work, to get some money, so I can start saving up money to buy me a car. See, it's all about planning, ladies and gentlemen. If you fail to plan, you plan on failing. Cut and dry, just that simple. Nobody wants to hear your excuses. Nobody cares. I can tell you that firsthand, personally. Nobody cares about your sob story. We all got one. What makes you think your story is worse than mine? Because to me, that was the worst. I don't care what nobody else's problems were. I was living in hell. And you think I want to sit here and listen to your what was me story? Nobody want to hear that. What people want to hear is how I overcame it. My God, Robert, you went through all of that? But look at you. How did you do it? Boom. Let me tell you how. That's why that first book went bestseller. I didn't know nothing about writing no books. I didn't know a thing about writing no books. I could have gave an excuse To my advice, man, I don't know nobody writing no books, man. I barely graduated, man. Who want to hear anything I got to say? Trust me, I tried everything. But you know what? 12,337 people that I do not know that story connected with. Amazon hot new seller. See? All you got to do, ladies and gentlemen, is stop giving excuses. Stop taking them. Well, man, my children, I had to go do this and go that. All right, I got children too. We all got the same 24 hours. We all got the same time. You think I don't love my children no more than you do? But I started figuring out how to line up my schedule and my time. Now, there was a lot of times, a lot of days that I missed. Because I knew once I got to where I wanted to be at, once I get to where I want to be at, I'm going to have all the time in the world. I've been trying to get my daughters to come down to Florida for the past 4 years. Because I got all the time in the world now. I got all the time in the world. So, I'm get ready to let everybody go, man. But I wanted to just touch on things real quick. One, think before you speak. And in anything in life, think before you speak. And don't react out of emotion. Always be intellectual. Always be intelligent. And not react out of emotion. 3, stop giving yourself an out by making up excuses. Sit back and say, what can I work on and tighten up? See, that's why even in relationships, I don't want to be with somebody who's strong in the same areas that I'm strong in. I got that part. I need somebody to be strong in the areas that I'm weak at. See, that creates balance. Because if I'm weak over here and they strong over here, then we right back here. See how that works? If I'm strong over here and they weak in this one, then that's called balance. That's called balance. I don't even want to be around friends. If all of us are strong in certain areas, then that means the enemy can sneak in and take advantage of, well, nobody's over here on the weak side. It's like in sports. See, you got to, in football, you got to have a strong guard over there to cover that weak side for that quarterback. If he right-handed, he can't see behind his back. So that left guard over there, that one makes the money because he watching that quarterback's blind side. Behind the quarterback, the left guard is the second highest paid player on that team because he's protecting the franchise. So you got to have somebody that's in your circle that's strong to watch the weak side because you already holding it down over here. So you got all of your crew. See, that's why if it's 5 of y'all that's friends, 5 of y'all, 3 to 5, I'm going to say 3 or more, and y'all are tight friends and y'all don't have a business together, you are in the wrong circle of friends. You're in the wrong circle of friends because none of y'all want to see the other one progress. Instead of all of y'all coming up together, y'all would all rather just stay mediocre together, which is something else that I got a problem with. I don't want to be like everybody else. I knew at a very young age that I didn't fit in. And it wasn't because of my folks' financial situation. I had both my parents, mom and daddy. I don't have any sad stories to tell anybody. I didn't come from no broken home. Pretty average. However, I knew I didn't fit. And I joined every club that it was. I participated in pretty much every function and event or sport that I possibly could, because I was wanting to belong. I felt like I needed to belong, but I didn't fit. And see, then it took another quote that I heard. Stop trying to fit in when God is trying to make you stand out. Ain't that thing powerful? I'm trying to force a round peg in a square hole. I'm trying to force a round peg in a square hole. I didn't fit. And now I don't even think my mother knew about this, but I joined the gang at 16. I joined the gang at 16 years old. And I was so out of my element. One, I couldn't hang out because my mom would have beat the paint off me. And so I couldn't even go out there and do gangster stuff with the gang. You know, my mama was too much in my business. I couldn't go nowhere. And I was a church boy. So I couldn't even get into no gang fights. But I was in the gang though. Couldn't do it. Then I was just like, I don't fit. Because now this time back in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, boy, it was rough. It was rough. and it's folks getting knifed and shot at and jumped on. And I was like, oh, I'm going to be a part of that one now. I ain't got no problem with none of these people. What am I in a gang for? I don't have no problems. I don't have no beefs. Everybody in town know me as Mother Core's son. I'm the church boy. Later on in life, jumped in the military. Just went in there because I thought, I got to belong to something. Didn't fit in there either. Hate politics. When politics infiltrated the military, and then it's not just that, it's the fact of that somebody's telling you to go fight in a war that their own children are not in. Did y'all know that? Senators, Congress, president, none of their children are enlisted. But they want you to sign up. So I didn't fit. I don't even get in other people's business. What you make you think I want to get in a country that I don't know nothing about? What you make you think I want to get in their business? Some of these countries have been fighting for hundreds of years. And you think, listen, anytime somebody's fighting you in flip-flops and a tank top, he don't care about his life at all. That's way different than over here in the United States. This dude got tank tops, sweatpants, flip-flops, and then he got an AK-47, and he out there on the front line. He don't have no Kevlar, no bulletproof vest, no rucksack. He don't have none of that. And you think I'm supposed to go over here and fight this dude? And you think he's supposed to care about me and my life? And you want me to go? No, bro. I don't fit in this. These people don't even know me. They don't have nothing against me. From Gaston, Alabama, they don't have nothing against me. I don't have nothing against them. They in the country that I can't even pronounce. Nah. And they hating our freedoms. No, they ain't. I can promise you, America, no country is hating you because of your freedom. Don't let these people that never been in the military, children aren't in the military, family members ain't been in the military since World War II. Don't let these people trick you and tell you that somebody 5,000 miles away is jealous of your freedom. That's a lie from the pit of hell. I'm just telling you what God loves. Listen, family, we went a little deeper than what I wanted to, but I really just wanted people to start thinking, man. Listen, think. Stop giving excuses, even to yourself. Stop giving yourself excuses as a way for you to still wallow in your pity and misery, in your misery. Ain't nobody got their foot on your neck. Nobody's stopping nobody. Even if you don't have a God-given talent like a Michael Jordan or LeBron James or Kobe Bryant. Let's just say, all right, you don't. That just means you got to work extra hard. Nobody's going to give you anything. Nobody is going to give you anything. Now, I will give you information, and that's it. You want to know how to make money? I'll tell you how to make some money. If you don't do it, whose fault is that? It wasn't my foot. I didn't tell you not to go out there and get it. Hey, I'll see y'all on the other side, man. Peace.